I gotta do this again. Okay, remain calm. Remain calm. Remain calm. We got this. You got this. You got this. You got this. What's going on, YouTube? Today, we're gonna be talking about a movie that I don't really want to talk about, but I watched it and I have to review it. The Backrooms. This just isn't the genre for me. Backrooms and Iron Lung have been really two disappointing movies. I don't know if it's that I'm just not a horror guy, or it just doesn't enthrall me, or I don't know. But this is not the genre for me. I spent 2 hours yesterday of my life watching a movie that was utterly brain dead. And then the last 15 minutes of extra stuff at the end of the credits was 10 minutes of them measuring signs, actual, signs. And then, 5 minutes of going into one hallway and looking at one hallway. So, yeah, that's it there about that. Where do we begin? Let's just start from the beginning, I guess. Obviously, spoilers ahead. I hate this movie. So we meet this character. I don't remember his name. Played by a good actor, though. Did a great job. I will admit that. His name was Chris, or started with a C. Anyway, he basically owns a furniture shop. And the Backrooms are basically, because I've seen the YouTube videos and the stuff for where it's originated from, so I know, a little bit about the Backrooms. But basically, the Backrooms are underneath his furniture store. But he doesn't know that yet. So one night, because the power keeps, blinking on and off, he decides to go down, and he turns on the thing a few times, and basically, he sees a light through the wall. And he goes in there, and he's in the Backrooms now. So now he's entered the Backrooms world. This is my first big problem. So he enters the Backrooms world, and then he backs out, and he re-enters, and he backs out, and he keeps doing it. He does it 3 times. And I can totally understand. He's been drinking a little bit. It's night. He wants to know if he's actually seeing things. My big problem is he goes back in and he starts walking around. And I'm like, dude, you idiot. It made me, physically angry to watch this movie, by the way. Just physically angry how dumb people are in this movie. Good thing there was no other people in the theater, because I was, throwing hands with this movie. So he re-enters, and he starts exploring. And the Backrooms, as you know, it can appear, but this one appears as, long office buildings. Long, kind of, weird, misshaped, doesn't make sense, office room style. And he continues to go further, and he finds a video camera and evidence of someone being there, because there's, talking thing with, it's speaking. It's, kind of I think it's a prophet from I think it's, Moses or something. I don't know if it's supposed to be, an Easter egg or, prophetic somehow. But he hears this thing, and then the sign breaks, and he has to run away, and he gets all the way back to the opening, and he takes a stool with him from the back rooms. And I'm like, oh, okay, so he should now, so my brain, because I'm a logical thinker, was, first of all, well, you shouldn't have gone in there further, but if you did, well, at least you have, a chair, and you've said you've been in there, and then you could take a picture later if you wanted to just quick step in and take a picture. But he doesn't stop, why, as a human being, would you continue to go? So he gets his assistants to help him, and they continue to explore further into the back rooms. First of all, why on earth are you exploring further into the back rooms? How brain dead do you have to be? How much head trauma and abuse as a child do you have to take to decide, that giant maze where a creature was making roaring noises? Yeah, I'm gonna go back in there of my own free will and explore more of it. Those morons, they all deserved to die. Sorry, I'm trying really hard also to not use too strong of language, because I would just be like, I'll just put Deadpool inserts, of him like saying a word that I don't want to say, um, because like it's really, really dumb. So anyway, he continues to go further in, and he brings his two assistants with him. Well, his basically assistant who also helped run the store and her boyfriend. He goes down into a cave, and I think they find the creature's home. I don't really understand, but basically he finds the creature's home, and he makes it back up, and he's tied to a rope, and it's like this little slope. And my question was, first of all, why didn't you bring a knife? Like, because he's getting pulled back down the slide. Like, cut the rope, you idiots! Like take your knife, grab the taut rope that he's being pulled on, and cut it. Like 3 IQ here. Like I carry a pocket knife basically everywhere I go. He had a backpack full of supplies. He was ready for it, and he didn't bring a sharp weapon. And don't say no. Don't say no. And he did bring one. And then don't say no. He didn't, because we see later in the movie he has a knife on him that he uses to threaten somebody. So yes, he did have a knife. He just chose not to use it. So he let him die, which then later makes more sense. But when you're watching it, you're like, oh, he's really stupid. And he is. That's the problem anyway. Yeah, so that scene was stupid. And then somehow this creature, whatever it is, moves the bed and it smashes the other two in there. Because obviously, they can't see a bed flying towards them, basically. I mean, there's like 5 feet in between them. You could say that, like, hey, the creature's big. It grabs the bed. It moves the bed. Like, sure, I could understand that. But my belief has already been like questioned enough through this movie. Again, this is just off topic, but again, a creature who can drag a bed and drag a human on a rope is pretty strong anyway. And then you guys just stand there your back was to it, but you could jump over the bed. Anyway, there's a few things I think you could have done differently, especially just cut the rope. I'm going to go back to it. Just cut the rope. Sorry. Turns out, he dies, obviously, and then, the part of the movie I don't understand is, like, when he's running away from the creature, like, he sets down the camera, and then he can hear his assistant's voice, and, like, something picks up the camera, it's the creature, and it, like, starts filming it, and then it goes black, and I'm confused, like, I don't understand, like, was he controlling the creature the whole time? Because, like, obviously this place makes you insane, and then you off yourself, or you do something to you can't say the S word on YouTube, so you self-delete yourself, or you go insane. I don't know how, like, officially it works, but so surprisingly, he's already controlling it, or he doesn't have control over it yet, but like the thing doesn't want him to be dead yet. It's kind of the weird movie. It's all done by A24. They're terrible at making movies. They have a couple okay movies. They keep trying to add a deeper meaning to their horror movies, and it's like, bro, it's missing the point completely. Like, this whole movie's about like kind of like he's always right and everyone else is wrong, and it's like, looking at yourself and like fixing yourself. It's just super dumb. It's super, it doesn't make sense. A24, I don't like that studio. They don't do a lot. It's all kind of just, they try to make movies deeper, and they're not deep. Stop making your horror movies deep, because they're not. They don't come off deep. I think Weapons did a little bit, but Weapons is kind of a unique case, and I think they were done by A24. I'm not sure though. Anyway, sorry about that rant. This movie made me really angry. So basically, he's been seeing a therapist, and she goes and she's worried about him. I don't remember her name either, because I'm terrible with names, but you guys know who I'm talking about, because they're the main 2 characters in the movie. Her name was Kate, or something. Anyway, she's had an experience with the back room. It's hinted that her child or her mother fell in. It's kind of weird. It's ambiguous. We don't really know. The hand, like, in the beginning of the scene, you see, like, a hand press against concrete, and then it disappears. So I'm assuming she lost her daughter in the back rooms. I don't know. I don't know, though. So she's been helping, I don't remember his name. Mark? I don't remember. I'm gonna call him Backrooms dude. So she's she's talking to Backrooms dude, and she's trying to help him get over his wife kicking him out of his house, and like how he's struggling financially and all that. And then she gets a voicemail that says like, I'm open the windows and like you're never gonna see me again. And so she's worried and she goes to the store, and she finds out and goes into the back rooms. And what do you know? He's there. And basically, they find a nursery wall. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I think it hints that the monster ate her daughter or killed her daughter, because it's like the monster throwing a child in the air with like rainbows and like little doodles of that, like about this creature. Again, I don't understand it. It doesn't scare me. It doesn't make sense to me. It's just kind of mindless. There's at some point in my brain where some people are like, "Oh, scary just scares me." There's at some point in my brain where if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't scare me. And that's the thing with Backrooms. None of it scared me because it doesn't make any sense. It's psychological horror, I know that, but it doesn't do psychological horror very well either. Because Silence of the Lambs, for example, is really good psychological horror, and they do it well. And Red Dragon is also really good psychological horror. Backrooms and Iron Lung are terrible examples of psychological horror, and they don't make any sense. And I hate those movies because it doesn't. If your movie doesn't make sense, it's not a movie. It's not art. It needs to have a cohesive thought. You could argue Backrooms and Iron Lung has one of those. I looked into the lore both of them. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. So Backrooms, let's go a little bit more. So Backrooms, so it turns out he's kind of a Backrooms dude is kind of mentally ill. We've all been there, man. Depression, all that. But he basically is using the back rooms as a coping mechanism, and he's never going to leave. It's like really weird, like his fall off, because you don't understand like where he went insane. But he killed his assistant supposedly, or he did, and he created a kind of like this house inside the back rooms for himself, and he can like eat the back rooms like area, and he basically is at like with the monster at one with it for a little bit, and then I don't understand like the monster kills him. It's really weird. I need to do more like, because like in the YouTube videos, it didn't like show you, like the YouTube videos is just like the guy going through an abandoned mall and then he gets killed. So like it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that like the plot for this movie, because like what I know of the Backrooms was like the YouTube videos and stuff, and some of the edgier Reddit stuff, because obviously the Backrooms is basically a Reddit idea how stupid it is. And before you say anything, yes, America would totally colonize the back rooms with tanks, and they would find oil if possible. Because we all know the back rooms is endless, and there would definitely be rooms full of oil. Anyway. And before you say the U.S. Army would die there, no, they would not. You do not know the power of the U.S. military. Anyway, and what we will achieve for oil. That's a joke, but anyway, so basically he's telling his therapist that he's just not happy and he wants to stay here and he doesn't want to change. And she goes, then don't change, just let me go. And that's when the creature comes in and kills him, apparently, I guess. The creature looks like him though, so I don't know if it's like his darker self, but she has to run away from it, and the creature chases her. And then basically climax is she's going around furniture and she's fighting the creature, and then she sees this opening, she slips through, and she meets three guys in suits. They knock her out and they bring her, and she meets a guy named Phil. I remember his name because he's like the only good character, because Phil's been in there but he's not stupid, so there's a difference. Phil's like, you've been in the back rooms, tell us about it because we want to know more about it. And she's like, where am I? He's like, I can't tell you that. Tell me about the back rooms. So she doesn't really, and the movie kind of just ends on her like almost about to tell the story to get more information about it. And yeah, that's the movie, The Back Rooms. Things I liked. That's hard. Phil's character I liked. I really liked the main character, the main Back Rooms guy. I thought he was really good. I didn't think he was going to go insane right away. He's the best part of that movie. Like, his actor, I don't know his actor, but like, man, he did an incredible job at acting. I'm not just want to solely just hate on this movie. Budget-wise and scenery-wise, like, The Backrooms is cool visually. I mean, of course, like, it's more bland in some areas or more. So like, yeah, I'm not a hater of it. Um, I think I think that that's not enough though. It's like Tron Ares. Like if you have good visuals, Tron Ares had good visuals. It's still visual throw up on the screen. It's not to this level, but um, Backrooms had, yeah, the set was pretty cool. I enjoyed the office buildings of the the back rooms, and I enjoyed how the main character explored, and like it felt endless and it felt foreign and strange. And before someone says, "Well, it's not supposed to feel," it's supposed to feel like slightly off. I'm like, well, if I was in the back rooms, it definitely feels off. Um, yeah, I liked that. The main therapist lady, she did a good job acting. Her story's kind of confusing. It's hard to follow, so I'm not worried about that much. The monster didn't do it. The whole like scariness of this movie didn't do it for me. I think it's only rated R because they used two F bombs. I think that's the only reason why it's rated R. I don't know, but like, okay, so you see a slightly from off angle decapitated head. Okay, so obviously they didn't have enough money to like really like maybe the smaller studios, so maybe limited there. Well, 24 did do it too though. So, and like the monster's dragging his dead body before he starts chasing the therapist girl. So the main backroom guy died, and there's like a blood stain. But like past that, it's not really scary. It's not really psychological horror. It's just kind of a movie, and it's just meh. It's like I'll put it this way: when you watch, um, actually that's a terrible example because Christopher Nolan's the go. Okay, when you watch another A24 studio movie, kind of like Death by Unicorns. Okay, Death by Unicorns is just stupid, funny. It's brain dead. You don't have to sit there and watch it. There's not really an overarching message past eternal life is bad, immortality is bad, don't be a rich billionaire who's trying to make money off of it. Backrooms is like, oh, mental health and psychological issues, and I'm like, none of it works though. It's just all like in the back. It doesn't be resolved until the very end. The resolving at the end is not good. It's just written terribly. It's the whole house scene where he's created his own little world kind of dives into it, and then immediately after it, we just don't talk about it anymore. It's done, and it's like not a very good example. Like he's so mentally deranged. It's a weird watch, that scene, because like you understand where he's coming from, but he's so mentally destroyed now that this conversation wouldn't have helped in real life, and it's not going to help him now. So it's just pointless, and then it's never resolved besides his death, which if you want to say his issue is resolved at death, I mean, sure, but that's not like a good resolution, unless it's like main character thought he was never gonna die. He was selfish, and then he makes a heroic sacrifice like Boromir, because Boromir's sacrifice makes sense to his character, and that's a resolution we want and need. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Backrooms. The what really sealed the deal. I have like an hour and 41-minute commentary on this, and I was so mean to this movie. First of all, my Costco chicken bake was the only good thing about this movie, because I did sneak a Costco chicken bake into the theater with me. Past that, I went to see like the new uncut one. Past that, the last 15 minutes again is just a bore. And to be fair, this whole movie's a bore. I watched it at 8 o'clock and I was already getting tired. It's a boring movie. And the problem is, the thing I hate about it is it doesn't make any sense. There's no one in this movie makes a smart, reliable like thought, like besides the lady at the very end. Past that, no one else makes a coherent, logic-based thought in their brain. They're all just running around, and that's why they all die, and that's why they're all stupid. Because if you took a random person in real life and you put them in the back rooms, they would immediately run the opposite way, because no one wants to enter the back rooms. If I was in that store, I would have balled it for that door. I would have ran up and out of that building. I would have just kept on running. So that's why I don't like movies like that, because they don't make logical sense. And then you can argue, well, they're not supposed to make logical sense. Well, if it's psychological horror, you're kind of supposed to make sense. Yeah, so that's it for the Backrooms, guys. Kind of mid. I have someone right outside my door. I can hear them there, and I know they can hear me. Now I'm just gonna sit here in a few seconds of awkwardness just to let you know how much I despise this movie. It's rated a 1 on Letterboxd. I think I said I'd rather have my balls slammed into a bear trap than watch this movie again, which is a fair statement. I want to use so many words, and I can't. Anyway, yeah, Backrooms, wouldn't recommend unless you want to spend 2 hours of your life. If you have a chicken bake, though, yeah, those Costco chicken bakes are kind of fire. If you have a Costco chicken bake, it might be bearable. But otherwise, skip the Backrooms. Don't watch it. Wait for it to come out on streaming. Wait for it to be free. Terrible movie. I'm one of the only few people on YouTube who's going to tell you that. But again, if you guys want more of like a reason, I think I did a good job explaining why it's bad. Like, characters do dumb decisions, cut the rope. Yeah, anyway, let me know in the comments if you disagree or agree with me. And if there's any other movies you want me to review. All right. Peace out, guys.